On January 8, 2026, a skier named Erisip faced a life-altering crisis at Pic de l'Hortel in Andorra. She was out with her dog in territory she considered her backyard, having already skied that specific mountain nearly a dozen times that year. Because she had completed the same run 3 times in just the previous 5 days, she felt completely safe and stopped worrying about potential hazards. It was that very sense of routine that proved dangerous. By getting comfortable and overlooking the inherent risks of the terrain, she ended up triggering a massive avalanche that nearly killed her.
Sim! Sim! Get! Sim! Get! Ôi trời ơi! Sim! Get! Sim! Ôi trời ơi! Sim! Sim! Ôi chaval!
She was swept away by the snow, helpless as she picked up speed down the mountain. Her dog, Kim, chased after her, risking his life to try and help his friend despite the danger. Remarkably, the slide eventually slowed and came to a stop, leaving both of them incredibly lucky to be alive. When she later shared her story online, she admitted she had fallen into a heuristic trap, a mental bias where familiarity and recent successful runs convinced her the risk was zero, even when the mountain was objectively dangerous. She had mistaken the appearance of safety for actual safety, and while it was a terrifying lesson, she was grateful it didn't cost her or her dog their lives. A TikToker named Arsenic Peroxide stumbled upon something totally gross while exploring the grounds of their Gloucester vacation rental one summer. They were just wandering through the yard when they spotted what looked like a random twig, but a closer look revealed something way more morbid: a shriveled up human finger sitting right in the grass. While some people watching the clip are sure it's a stray digit, others think it's probably just a weird-looking root or a piece of an animal carcass. But it's definitely an unsettling find, regardless. On January 29, 2021, a team of hikers tackling Everest reached the Khumbu Icefall, a notoriously treacherous stretch of the climb. To move forward, they had to navigate a massive crevasse by crossing a ladder bridge, the only way to get across the gap. The stakes were incredibly high, as the crevasse drops over 100 meters, meaning a fall would almost certainly be fatal with virtually no hope of rescue. The footage captures a climber mid-crossing just as a terrifying situation begins to unfold.
Wait. Guide rope, Leono. Guide rope. Hey, Alan.
How can I help?
Your leg has to be down. Yeah. Just sit along the guide rope. Wait. We will give the rope. Don't hold you. Sit, 달려. Okay. One hand, flip your safety. Where? Anywhere. Harness. Yeah. Carefully. Yeah, lock. You have to lock.
For several agonizing minutes, the man was left hanging upside down, supported only by a single rope while staring into the massive void beneath him. A team of Sherpas worked urgently to pull him up, carefully balancing the need for a quick rescue against the constant danger that the edge might collapse and pull everyone down into the crevasse.
You lift it up. Get it. No. Wait. I'll give you a gun. This one.
Yes, there you go. Yes.
Now wait. This one is this.
You want me to take care?
Yes.
Slowly.
Okay, just relax now. Relax now. Catch your breath.
now.
Catch your breath. Relax. Catch your breath. Safe. Relax.
Drink water.
Okay, Alan.
I should go. Don't
Relax, Alan. Take your time, Alan. Catch your breath.
In the end, the team successfully pulled him to safety. The climber was incredibly fortunate to be with professionals who knew exactly how to handle a crisis. It's a stark reminder that high-altitude mountaineering is no place for the inexperienced. This is especially true on peaks like Everest, where the environment is so unforgiving that even today, many who weren't as lucky remain where they fell in areas simply too dangerous to reach. A hiker was out by himself in the thick woods on an overcast day when he spotted something unsettling. He saw movement behind a big tree and, after taking a closer look, realized it was a pale, human-like figure crawling around on all fours.
What? What is that? Oh my God. No way.
The creature's movements were totally unnatural, and while the hiker initially thought it might be a prank, the figure just kept going. Realizing something was seriously wrong, he didn't wait around, he turned right around and hightailed it back to his car. In September 2016, a Reddit user named Chris shared a video from North Smithfield that left many people unsettled. Around 7:50 p.m., after putting his kids to bed, he heard a loud, bizarre noise echoing from the woods behind his house. The sound lasted for nearly 20 minutes and was far too loud to be coming from any of his neighbors. Chris noted that the noise seemed to originate from the direction of a nearby AM radio tower. He tried searching for answers online to see if such towers could produce those kinds of sounds, but he couldn't find anything that matched what he heard that night. Speculation quickly grew as people tried to identify the source of the noise. While one person suggested it was just the wind, Chris pointed out that the night was nearly still and he had never heard a similar sound even during major storms. The mystery deepened over the years, with theories ranging from a technical explanation by a broadcast engineer to more extreme ideas involving paranormal activity or aliens. Despite various attempts to debunk or explain it, no single answer has satisfied everyone, and the origin of the sound remains an unsolved puzzle. A South Carolina resident got a serious middle-of-the-night wake-up call when some creepy sounds started coming from his yard. Rather than heading out there himself, he pulled up his porch security footage and caught this strange scene on camera. The homeowner didn't recognize the strange cries as any typical local wildlife, so he posted the video online to see what others thought. While the audio is definitely bizarre enough to be almost anything, some people in the comments are actually convinced he caught a werewolf on tape. A Reddit user out camping in the mountains was suddenly startled by the sound of a woman screaming. Flashlight beams cut through the dark, but nothing was visible, and the camper stayed put rather than venture into the woods. Some people figured it was just coyotes, while others argued it was worth reporting since the sound was so convincing. Cruising down a secluded forest path toward his cabin in the middle of the night, a driver ended up recording a pretty bone-chilling encounter. As he made his way through the pitch-black trees, he caught this specific sound out of nowhere. The driver briefly thought about hopping out to see what was going on, but his gut told him to stay put since he was solo in the deep woods. He played it safe and kept moving, eventually sparking a big debate online about what made that sound. Many people believe it was just a mountain lion, as their screams can sound eerily like a person's. However, hearing that kind of noise in the dark would definitely rattle anyone's nerves. Late at night, Reddit user executive function 404 was startled by loud, distressed cries echoing from the backyard. The noises were strange and disturbing, prompting him to record and share them online. The clip went viral, with many people identifying the sounds as coyotes. It turns out coyotes often make these vocalizations while moving or eating in groups, though the sounds can be jarring to anyone unfamiliar with them. What remains odd is that the resident had never heard anything like it before, despite living in that same spot for years. On December 6, 2021, Braden, a resident of the Appalachian region, filmed a disturbing encounter inside his home after long experiencing unexplained noises like tapping, creaking, and footsteps. He decided to record the activity to find a source. However, the resulting footage revealed something far more unsettling than the sounds alone.
I was in my room, and you guys know how I'm trying to catch that paranormal activity that's going on in my house on camera right in front of here. So far, I've caught a couple things. Nothing too good, but last night I actually ended up catching something really good. I don't know how to explain this or why this happened or how, but basically
Braden started filming when the familiar noises began. Footsteps upstairs, a creaking staircase, and the sound of knocking and scratching throughout the home. He moved toward the living room, aiming to capture something visible on camera rather than just the audio of the disturbances.
Normal experience in my house. I was just hearing stuff upstairs, and I heard the walking down the stairs and the creaking and the tapping and the scratching, everything like that, right? And I got that on camera, so I started filming, and then I go out into my living room to investigate and try to get closer to it, see if I could get any thing physically on camera instead of just the noise. And I didn't really do that, but I did get more noise, and that noise happened to be my own voice calling me up the I don't know what the hell that is or how that's even possible, but it was probably one of the most crazy, scariest things I've seen in my life. Guys, literally, I'm just filming the noises, trying to figure out what's going on, and then all of a sudden I hear, Braden, it's okay, come upstairs, come here for a minute. And I'm like, what? At first, I didn't.
A voice calling from the second floor sounded disturbingly like his own. Though he first suspected a prank or an intruder, the voice grew clearer and continued to originate from the room directly above him, causing the mood to shift.
Jesus. Hold up. Why is the tree on there? Whatever that is coming from up here. Attempt to go in there. Because that was coming, all that thumping, it was coming from right in there, in that room. Okay. Fuck with it a second. What? What was that? You guys, did I just hear that right? Get up here now. Okay. That I'm not with. That I'm not with, bro. That I'm not with, bro. That I don't play around with. That I don't play around with. I don't know. Oh no. Whatever that was just came down the stairs. Yo, I don't like this, bro. This door's just about to open. Guys, am I crazy? Or was there not a voice upstairs in my voice?
Heavy, fast-paced footsteps thundered down the stairs as if something were charging directly at him. Pushed by panic, he backed away before running into his bedroom and locking the door. Trembling, he began to review the video he had just recorded.
Bro, I don't with this. Was there not just a voice upstairs with my voice telling me to come up? What the hell is in my house, bro? That's some sinister shit that you see in the movies. I literally heard my voice. Hold on, let me watch the video. Guys, that was definitely my voice. I just watched the video back, and it literally said come up here in my voice. How are my parents know? Bro, I don't know why this is going on. Like, I don't know what to say. Sorry if I'm like...
The recording clearly captured a voice mimicking Braden from the upper floor, immediately followed by the sound of heavy footsteps rushing his way. Shaken and terrified, he remained locked in his room, hoping nothing would force its way inside.
All right now, it's just, I kind of like just heard myself upstairs when I was downstairs, so it's kind of a lot to take in right now. I have no idea what to make of this. Guys, if you could think of anything, please comment down below. I am so happy I got that on film, bro. There's no way I got that on camera. That is insane. I finally have some like kind of proof about all the crap that goes on in my house. I never had this before, but it's mainly just what you guys heard in the beginning of the video, like the dumps and shit. But tonight it was real violent. It's never usually that bad. But, I mean, that's that. I don't really know what to say. I mean, I heard the thing run down the stairs, and now I'm just back in my room kind of taking shelter, hoping my door doesn't get kicked in by the devil or something. I don't even know, bro, but hopefully that...
By morning, he was still rattled but relieved the door held up, so he posted the clip online to finally share proof and ask for answers. While some viewers think it was just an auditory illusion or the house's weird acoustics, others suspect a prank involving a recording of his own voice. Still, most find the footage chilling because the idea of something mimicking you to lure you upstairs is terrifying. Derek, a man who values the quiet of his home after his kids and wife have fallen asleep, had his peace interrupted late one night. Just after turning off the TV, he caught an unexpected sound in the silence, prompting him to investigate more closely. Derek heard a heavy dragging noise coming from his dining room, which was disturbing because his furniture is too heavy to move easily, and everyone else was still in bed. The incident reminded him of a past event where his kitchen cabinet slammed shut simultaneously with no explanation. He eventually brought in a paranormal team, who concluded that an entity was intentionally claiming the space rather than just passing through. Despite the investigation, Derek remains uneasy, fearing the activity will only get closer. On September 22, 2025, Dawson Toller entered the abandoned town of Elkmont, tucked away in the Appalachian Mountains. Known for a calm and analytical approach to paranormal investigation on his YouTube channel, Dawson was joined by Michael as they explored the local cemetery, old cabins, and town ruins. Though nothing unusual had occurred yet, both felt a heavy silence, the kind that often precedes an unexpected event.
So inside of this cemetery is Levi Trentham himself. Levi Trentham was known as a prophet, and in Elkmont itself, one of the buildings was his cabin, which I find that super interesting. So we're coming up to his grave to leave a couple offerings. That way tonight, potentially, he will want to have a conversation with us. So right here is Levi Trentham's grave. We're supposed to leave nails on his grave as a sign of respect, to hope that he will communicate with us tonight. So I'll leave it right here. So Levi, if you would be willing, tonight we're coming back up here and we're gonna try to communicate with you. We would love to hear your story. We'd love to hear a prophecy that you have. We appreciate your time and you allowing us to be here tonight.
Beginning at the cemetery, Dawson visits the grave of Levi Trentham, once a prominent figure in the community. He places nails and screws on the headstone as a symbolic gesture to acknowledge Levi and invite a connection later that night. Dawson asks Levi to meet them inside the cabin they plan to investigate next. While the request is respectful and quiet, the atmosphere shifts, suggesting the calm evening is about to change.
For this investigation, we're gonna run the obelisk. We'll set up a REM pod right here on the fireplace. Might be a good spot for it. So that right there is calibration. So we got the obelisk running. We're gonna throw it in dictionary mode. Levi, if you're here in front of your doorway, I have a music box. All you have to do is step in front of it and it'll go off indicating that you're here. Here on top of your fireplace, I have a REM pod. And if you walk up to it, this little black wire, and you touch it, it'll flash blue. Levi, if you're here, could you give us a knock or some sort of indication that you're here? What is that?
I heard that too, like a knocking sound. Yeah, that was very loud. Actually makes me think maybe there's somebody...
Hold on. Guys, we're being quiet right now because we're trying to sniff out if we can see any sort of light, and I don't. Hello? Could you do that again, please?
If that is you, please speak to us. Is that you?
No. Did you hear
Was
a
that?
voice?
Yeah, yes, I heard that sounded like it was right below our feet.
It sounded like a voice, a man's voice.
Okay, I heard it just a loud dun.
Did you hear?
Was that? Yeah, yes, I heard that sounded like it was right below our feet.
Okay. Did you hear?
Was that? Yeah, yeah.
Did you hear?
Was that? Yeah, yes, I heard.
Levi?
Stab.
Good timing.
Kim.
What was the second one?
Kim.
I don't think those noises we heard, if you were speaking to us through that device, and you intentionally...
Place.
Whoa. Said place?
Place.
Did you mean to say stab?
Lot.
Lot. Stabbed a lot.
Maybe.
Drag.
Couch. Traverse. Row.
It's weird that it's starting to say a bunch of stuff now. It didn't say anything for like 5 minutes.
Channeling. Already.
Channeling already? It's an interesting 2 words to come out like right after the way, and are you here with us? It's like I'm channeling over.
Inside the former cabin, the crew sets up a REM pod, a music box, and an ovilus. Shortly after asking for a sign, a knock sounds, followed by what sounds like a male voice, originating from under the floorboards. The ovilus then produces a string of disconnected words: stab, place, and channeling. While the device remains emotionless, the atmosphere in the cabin shifts noticeably. Despite keeping their composure, the investigators' expressions suggest they realize the situation has moved into unsettling territory.
Let's head into this dollhouse. My name is Dawson.
My name is Michael.
We're just here to communicate. We're not here to scare you. We're not here to interrupt your playtime. Is there anything you would like to play with?
Cards. After.
Possibly cards after?
Soldier.
Soldier. Did you fight in any sort of war?
Casket. Appetite.
Did we encounter any sort of a casket while we were...
Not a
I
casket.
think we experienced, death death masks and stuff.
Dawson recalls a past visit to a crime museum, wondering if something followed them home. Though the equipment offers no clarity, the tension increases. Both investigators silently agree they aren't alone as the session concludes. Viewers noted that the responses seem to reflect Elkmont's history, debating if the messages were coincidences or traces of former residents. The investigation leaves open the question of what might happen if Dawson returns to the town. A camper deep in the woods was suddenly interrupted by unexplainable noises that began as distant, heavy thuds. The activity escalated quickly, with the sound of something massive crashing through the trees just out of sight, making it clear that whatever was moving was far larger than any familiar forest animal. The camera shook as a long, guttural roar echoed through the forest. As the camper swept his phone across the dark tree line, a tall, broad shape suddenly slipped between the trunks, moving with enough force to snap heavy branches in its path. The figure appeared only for a fleeting second before the recording abruptly cut off. Those who have analyzed the footage insist that the sheer power and depth of the sound alone rule out any known animal. A group of cave explorers left a camera in an unexplored cavern to record overnight while they were away. When they checked the footage, they saw something bizarre, a figure with a huge goat-like head on a human body. Some people think it looks like Baphomet, while others are sure it's just a prank, or someone in a suit. An urban explorer was poking around a deserted building tucked away in the forest when things took a terrifying turn. While checking out the decaying structure, he suddenly ran into this nightmare fuel. While checking out a crumbling old cabin, the explorer was hit with a scream so intense it actually made them jump back. They managed to keep filming and caught a quick look at a tiny creature that seemed to be wordlessly telling them to get lost. Taking the hint, the explorer cleared out immediately, which was probably a smart move considering how sideways things could have gone if they stayed. On October 9th, 2025, YouTuber Josh the Intern, famous for investigating anomalous Google Earth coordinates, trekked into the remote mountains of Slovenia. His goal was to find 3 concealed structures he had spotted from satellite imagery, carved directly into a mountainside. With no trails leading to the site and no official records of their existence, the expedition promised to turn a mysterious map shadow into a chilling real-world discovery.
So I've just been running through the trail for tomorrow. It's going to be about 9 hours, and once we enter the mountain range, all bets are off. I'm not even sure if it's possible, actually. In fact, my route planner is telling me include segments that may be dangerous, specialist equipment, and prior experience is required. The only specialist equipment I got is my feet. See you tomorrow to start the adventure.
The expedition began in a quiet wooden cabin where Josh mapped out a grueling 9-hour trek into the Slovenian wilderness. He was driven by satellite images of 3 geometric shapes that appeared far too precise to be natural formations. As he climbed higher, the forest grew dense until he stumbled upon a stone tunnel marked by drill holes, evidence of a blasting project that had been abruptly abandoned. Further up the mountain, Josh discovered an unmarked expanse of ruins, crumbling walls, rusted beams, and moss-covered metal. The site revealed clear signs of a past conflict, featuring coils of barbed wire and machinery fragments stamped with Italian lettering. Amidst the debris, he found a hidden entrance leading to a cold, narrow concrete bunker where faint, lingering words were still visible on the walls.
Look at this symbol on the wall. It's really weird. I haven't seen any graffiti in this tunnel other than that. You guys know in the comments what that is as well.
Oh my goodness. We've hit the ridge of the mountain range, and although it's cloudy, you could still sort of see just how rugged and wild this part of the mountain is. But here on out, it is going to become rock climbing, basically. I certainly do not want to slip either. It's a long way down. One wrong move here, and I'm in a bad place. Oh, we're almost there. It was steep, but it was at least short. That's a great leg workout. I think I found it. I think I found them. Look at this. Oh my goodness. These are huge buildings out here. Like camouflaged on purpose. Look, it's fully tucked in on the sides. Let's get down to it. Go explore them.
Josh's flashlight started acting up as he pushed deeper into the freezing tunnels. He found a half-burned candle sitting near a creepy, painted symbol he didn't recognize, which is never a great sign. Despite the fog getting super thick and almost falling off a ridge, he finally reached those massive concrete structures he saw on Google Earth. One of them had this reinforced room with no windows that looked way more like a keep something inside cell than a standard bunker. After doing some digging back at his cabin, he figured out the lower ruins were definitely old WWI Italian barracks. But those bunkers at the top, they looked way more modern. His viewers are split. Some think it's just a Cold War spy station, but others are pointing to that fresh candle and the weird audio glitches as proof that something is still living up there. If it's just a bunch of old war ruins, why hide them so well? And who's leaving symbols on the walls? While spending a weekend at their cabin, a person got a late-night alert from their security camera, showing a humanoid figure slowly appearing in a dark field. The figure carefully crept across the lawn, and while some people thought it was just an intruder, it was still a terrifying sight. Nothing actually happened that night, but the homeowner was left completely unsettled, wondering who was on his land and what they were doing there. A woman was just taking her dog for a stroll around her North Carolina neighborhood when some deep, gravelly sounds started coming from the woods nearby. As she got closer to the tree line, those heavy guttural noises really started to echo, making the whole walk feel a lot more intense than she expected. Those noises were super intense and sounded almost prehistoric, totally unlike anything she'd ever encountered before. People living in the area claim this is a regular thing every year during Bigfoot season in late winter, and they're convinced these sounds are proof of the legendary creature being nearby, even though some skeptics think it's just the usual suspects like owls or coyotes. The locals are dead set on the fact that these specific cries don't match any normal wildlife they've ever heard. Someone in California was outside recording the night sky when a strange, unsettling noise suddenly broke the silence. The sound was loud enough to fill the air, creating a creepy atmosphere for whoever was filming.
What could be the cause of that?
The noise was low, deep, and had an unnatural echo that actually made the ground shake. While some thought it might be heavy construction, there weren't any buildings or machinery nearby to explain it. The sound seemed to drift across the open sky with no obvious source, and since the recording cuts off, it's unclear what happened after that. Rodent isn't a frequent uploader, typically only sharing casual clips of his daily life. However, while his parents were away, he began experiencing terrifying activity, including objects moving on their own and strange noises echoing through the house. One night around 1 a.m., he was startled by a sound coming from another room, prompting him to grab his phone and start recording.
I'm in my room, was asleep, and they've knocked on my door all night. It's about 1 a.m., but nothing's there. No, man, what the hell is that, dude? What the hell is that, damn it, dude? No, there's nobody here, dude, no. No, look, man, hey, I hear you, they haven't... No, dude, no, I'm looking for the window, dude. I mean, there's no way someone went out through here, dude. No, man, no. No, man, this again, but what the hell, dude?
A dark figure peeks through a doorway and vanishes. Roden investigates, but finds the room empty. When he checks the window for anyone outside, the reflection reveals a figure standing directly behind him. Viewers were warned that the entity is actively watching him, suggesting his isolation while his parents are away made him a target. The encounter concludes with a closed door opening on its own as Roden approaches it. TikTok user Noel the Lamb captured a scene behind their house that seemed practically impossible.
Horses are frozen in time.
A group of horses was filmed standing perfectly still, looking as if time had suddenly stopped. While they appeared frozen at first glance, a closer look revealed small signs of life, like the slight flicking of tails. Some people suggested this could be a natural fear response, a survival instinct triggered when the animals sensed something strange nearby. This left many wondering if it was a biological reaction or a bizarre glitch in the Matrix. A Reddit user known as BasketKing64 was out with his dog in the northern Appalachian woods when he finally filmed a mysterious red light that he and his mother had been seeing for years. The light moves around the edge of the forest and never stays in one spot for very long. Interestingly, his dog will stare at it briefly before running back to the house in fear, and even the local deer seem to stay far away from it. While some think it's just someone with a red headlamp, the fact that it's private property makes you wonder what a person would be doing out there in the dark for over half a decade. Paul Gordon uploaded a video of a typical afternoon at home that took a disturbing turn when his young son began repeatedly saying, "Scary boy." Confused and visibly unsettled, Paul tried to figure out exactly what his son was looking at in the room.
There's a scary boy there. What do you mean? Are you just pretending? You're just pretending, aren't you? Can you show me? Show me. Then come on. You show me where he is. Where? Where in there? In there? Okay, get ready, Charlie. No, scary boy. No, there's nothing, mate. Want me to go in? There's absolutely nothing here. You have nothing to be scared of. I am about to myself. There's nothing to be scared of. Nothing's here, just the bathroom. Nothing there, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just the shower. Never been more scared in my entire life. Oh my...
Paul attempted to stay calm and asked his son to point out the figure. The child pointed directly at the bathroom, insisting someone was inside. Although Paul opened the door to show the room was empty, his son remained visibly upset, appearing to see something invisible to his father. Paul admitted he had never been more terrified in his life. On February 17, 2026, a solo hiker was recording in the woods when he noticed movement behind a tree. As he approached, a tall creature covered in messy, coarse fur briefly stepped out before quickly tucking itself back into hiding. While some people think it was just a bear, others are convinced the movement was way too calculated and human-like for an animal, leaving it a mystery what was actually watching him. A woman filmed a stranger who stood completely frozen, staring into space for 15 minutes. While some viewers joked about a glitch in the Matrix, or NPC behavior, others criticized the uploader for not helping, suggesting the woman might have been having an absence seizure. However, since those medical episodes usually last only seconds, the 15-minute duration remains unexplained, leaving the uploader and viewers looking for a more plausible medical or logical answer. A guy in New Jersey was checking his security feed when he spotted something bizarre moving across his yard late at night. His camera tracked the figure as it crawled on all fours, and while it looked somewhat like a dog, the body shape seemed totally off before it suddenly sprinted into the trees and disappeared. While some skeptics think it's just a poorly lit, distorted pet, others are wondering if he actually caught a glimpse of the infamous Jersey Devil, or even a dog man. A man was hiking through a quiet forest and recording the scenery when something strange showed up on the trail. A shadow shaped exactly like a person crossed the path, even though nobody was there to cast it. While it could have been a trick of the light, the shape was so clear that it's hard to dismiss as just an illusion. On October 19th, 2025, in England's Peak District, a solo camping YouTuber named Mayella decided to switch things up by heading out on a trip with her dad. They were looking for a chill night by the river, surrounded by nothing but mist and quiet. But as it usually goes in the wild, that peace didn't last long. What was supposed to be a relaxing getaway quickly turned into a rough fight against the elements.
On another wild camp, and today I'm with my dad, who's way over there. So I'm just trying to get to the spot. We have to find a different way to get to the spot because the river is just crazy. So we need to go up and then go down again. So it should be interesting.
Okay, so we're here at this spot. I don't know if you can hear me right now. There isn't enough space for 2 tents, so me and Dad are just going to share 1 tent and we're going to put the tarp up. So let's get going because we're tired.
The video kicks off with Mayella and her dad trekking through a total swamp, with the sound of the river getting louder and more intense by the second. The current was so strong that they actually had to climb higher just to find a safe way around. When they finally found a spot to camp, the ground was so sketchy and uneven that they had to squeeze into 1 tent under a single tarp. As the fog rolled in and it got dark, things went downhill fast. The rain hammered down, the ground turned to pure mud, and the river just kept rising. Realizing they were in a dangerous spot, they decided to pack it in and get out of there.
So we made the hard decision that we're going to abandon camp because the river is rising so much and it's already like we're so damp here now, like more so than earlier. So we decided that it's just a no-go today and just go home. It's a shame, but
The group made it back to the car, soaked and exhausted. Her father emphasized that safety is the priority, a point proven when they later learned a massive tree had collapsed right where they had been camped. Mayella, sporting minor cuts and shared the footage despite the failed trip to show that sometimes simply making it out safely is the real victory.
We had to abandon, but at the same time, it's understandable why we needed to. We really tried to push it as much as we can. We even put the tarp up, but it just wasn't happening. And I've got tons of cuts because I fell over so many times. To be honest with you, it's really nice here, but I don't think I'll come here when it's raining.
Viewers praised their choice to evacuate, noting the extreme danger of camping so close to a rising river. They managed to leave just before the flood reached their tent. As the footage ends, it leaves a lingering question. Did they truly leave by choice, or did the river force their hand? Around 2 a.m. in the northwest UK, a woman was driving home when her dashcam captured something moving as she switched lanes. When the footage is zoomed in, a tall, stiff figure is visible with its arms locked forward, moving in a very non-human way. While it's possible it was just a person, pedestrians are rarely seen in that area at such a late hour. The way the figure was positioned doesn't really make sense, and the driver still has no idea what she actually encountered. After hearing weird noises around his place for weeks, a man put up a trail camera to see what was out there, but the footage was way creepier than he anticipated. The video shows a pale, hunched-over figure that looks almost see-through moving through the trees. While some people are convinced it's a skinwalker or some kind of demonic entity, there's never been a solid explanation for what the camera actually caught. While relaxing at their cabin and filming the quiet woods, a couple's peaceful day took a weird turn when the guy spotted something moving behind the leaves. He zoomed in on a big, shaggy figure lurking in the brush, but just as they were trying to figure out what it was, a nearby tree suddenly slammed to the ground. Totally spooked by the crash and the strange sighting, they didn't stick around to investigate and got out of there fast. It's hard to say if that tree was just rotting and finally snapped on its own, or if there was actually something hiding in the woods that caused it to come down. Between that large hairy shape and the sudden crash, it definitely makes you wonder if it was just a coincidence, or if they were being watched by something strong enough to topple a tree. TikToker, hi, it's Meredith, woke up with the unsettling sensation that someone had been lurking outside her house. Upon checking her Ring camera footage, a glowing, all-white figure appeared to move across the yard. This shape was distinct and did not look like the typical dark shadow a person would cast, nor did it seem to be a common camera glitch like a dangling spider web or a lens bug. While the appearance was strange, one possibility is that a bug simply caught and reflected the light from the door, creating the luminous effect seen on camera. On October 14th, 2025, paranormal investigator Lomar from the YouTube channel Paranormal Discovery started a solo camping trip in Canada's Appalachian Forest. He went there to investigate the 1889 grave of an 8-year-old girl named Catherine McIntosh, whose spirit is allegedly held captive by an entity locals call the Gray Being. This investigation stands out as a particularly dangerous descent into one of the country's most haunted spots, potentially challenging everything Lomar knows about the afterlife.
Got her grave right there. All right, Key, let's go take a look. So it looks like people have actually came here. They put like a wire like all through here. I don't know if you can see that. There's a wire. What do you smell, Key? What do you smell, baby? Smells something, huh? So, hold on. What's going on, babe? What's going on? So this is Catherine, everybody. Catherine McIntosh. For those of you guys who have been following me for the last 4 years, you have probably known about Catherine McIntosh. For those of you guys who are new to the channel and have never seen this before, this is one of a kind, man. This is a one of a kind spot. And you don't find this at all very often. Now, this is almost sad, but creepy at the same time. And yeah, she just sits here in the middle of nowhere. I'm not joking.
Lomar hiked into the dense forest with his dog, Kia, to reach the old cemetery. Upon arrival, he found Catherine's small headstone separated and isolated from the rest of her family's graves.
But we're gonna go that way, a little bit down further, all right? As you know, we stick around the area. We sometimes go that way and around, but you're more than welcome to join me and my dog. I don't know if you like dogs, but feel free to come join us, try and communicate with us, and don't let that entity hold you back from talking, okay? You're safe with us. Okay, Catherine, we're gonna go up the road now. Feel free to follow us if you want. You're more than welcome to follow us, okay?
Lomar knelt by the grave to introduce himself and ask for permission to film, then headed deeper into the forest to set up camp as the sun went down. After filming a quiet dinner, he switched to night vision and started a spirit box session to try to reach Catherine. Almost instantly, a faint, distorted voice came through the static with a clear warning: "Please leave here."
We will touch you.
Okay, yo, I came to this location to try and talk to Catherine. You are a spirit here. You most likely know of Catherine McIntosh down the way. Are there any spirits up this way that I should know about? The spirits that linger around Catherine's grave up here as well. I'll introduce myself. My name is Lomar. I've been here before, not this far in, but...
Please leave here.
Whoa. Why do you want me to leave? Give me a reason why you want me to leave.
Kia began trembling while staring into the pitch-black woods, and the forest went completely silent. No wind, insects, or rustling leaves. Lomar felt an intense, building pressure in the air around him as the environment became unnervingly still.
I could feel this anomaly, entity. Oh, this is not good.
Elevator.
Oh, it's a weird headache. Oh, what the f is going on, man? I legit don't know where this came from. I was feeling a little bit like before I was eating, and I feel like this is spiritual. This is not the MSG I just ate in the noodles, okay? Like, this is legit a spiritual connection that's happening to me right now, and I don't know what it is, but it's like something here is jabbing at my spirit guide right now. This is some bullshit. Like, I don't feel safe. I'm sorry, but I do not feel safe. Whoa. I'm getting lightheaded now.
Should be scared.
Holy. Okay. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is packing up everything and basically heading back towards the direction of Catherine's grave. Now, this is not where our adventure ends right now. At this point, we're just gonna go back towards the graves, see what we can uncover, and like, I had to take a few hours. I had to call Charles. I had to talk to her for a bit to really get this feeling shaken out of me, but I just can't shake the feeling right now. So I got a key in the car right now. It's officially getting real out here. Like, I wanted to make sure she's like mostly safe. Right now I just feel like I'm off. Like, my whole energy right now is off. Something spiritual is here with us as I'm speaking to you right now. Like, I'm not even joking. This ain't a game. This is real that I'm sharing with you. As much as people in the comments think it's a game, it's not a game. Right now, there's something real and something just sketchy. It's like not even like chill. Hello? 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 It's literally like in front of me. Dude, I'm freaked the f out right now. Woo! Hello? Holy is that? Who's there? Oh. Who's there? I apologize, guys. I truly apologize to you. It's been a while since I've had something like this happen. Like, I just feel like it's an anxiety attack potentially, but at the same time, very spiritual. This ain't a game. This really ain't a game. It is 12:04, and yeah, we still out here. Look at this, middle of nowhere. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, it's kind of a bad idea that we're doing this, but it is what it is, man. So I'm gonna keep driving. I'm just gonna leave this kind of in night vision right now and just kind of, I don't know. Okay.
Lomar decided to cut the trip short and packed up quickly, but the atmosphere grew thick and heavy as he drove back toward the grave. Despite a full battery, his camera's infrared lights began flickering as the temperature suddenly dropped.
I have no idea what's going on with these lights, but like, I'm actually like nervous now. Key, we gotta get in the car. Okay, Key, I think it's time. We gotta call it, baby. Come on, in you go. In you go. Oh. What is going on? Oh. Who's doing this? Who's doing this? This only knocked me the f out. Oh, yeah. Get the f out of here, Key. We're getting the f out of here. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Suddenly, a loud crash knocked the camera to the ground, and when the footage cut back in, Lomar was on the ground, screaming that he had been hit. Disoriented and terrified, he scrambled into his car and fled into the night. While some viewers believe he was physically attacked by the gray being, others suggest the experience was a psychological breakdown caused by isolation and fear. One chilling comment pointed out that while he told the entity it couldn't hurt him, he never told it not to follow him home. Lomar hasn't returned to the forest since, leaving fans to wonder if he truly escaped or if something followed him back. In February 2024, Maria from the YouTube channel Roaming Reckless drove her Land Rover into the Alaskan wilderness near Eagle River with her dog, Blue. Known for her overland travel and survival content, she planned a 3-day stay at a remote yurt along the Iditarod Trail. However, what was meant to be a peaceful winter getaway quickly turned into a grueling 3-day ordeal defined by smoke, isolation, and fear.
Going to a yurt that we have to hike 2 miles in the middle of the woods. This is going to be dry camping, so we've got to take all of our supplies with us. There's going to be nothing there for us but firewood. Oh, this thing's so heavy, oh my gosh. We're starting up here. Our yurt is down here. We're 15 minutes into our walk. My back is already killing me, so gotta love scoliosis. Oh my god, this is insane. I actually feel like I'm in Narnia. Like, come on. Rapids Camp Yurt, heck yeah. Here you go, bub. Just in time before dark. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Someone remind me to get a hiking backpack, a proper one. Thanks. This wood is kind of wet, which is not good. Now we're cooking. I've been working on the fire for like 2 hours at this point, and I am running out of fire starters. I really don't know what else to do. It's like all of the wood is wet and nothing will. I've been trying to restart the fire every time, like tinier and tinier. It only burns with a fire starter, and then as soon as it wears out, and there's so much smoke in here, it's like not even funny. So it's just like now my pickle is that it's pitch dark. While I could go back to Poe, it's pretty early in the night still. Do I really want to walk 45 minutes straight in the pitch dark through the Alaskan wilderness? No, I don't. But I can't stay here if there's no fire. What do I do? This sucks. I give the fire one last ditch effort using the one log left I have that I think is semi-not wet. So we'll see what happens. See how smoky it is in here? I feel like Blue and I are gonna have to make the trek back to Poe because I just can't risk the fire not working and then Blue getting cold in the middle of the night. I think Blue and I are just gonna have to go back to Poe.
Maria loaded up with food and supplies, following Blue through a 2-mile hike along a narrow snowpack trail. Though the heavy gear made the trek difficult, she was captivated by the Narnia-like mountain landscape. When they finally reached the remote yurt at dusk, it seemed like the perfect shelter. However, the wood stove malfunctioned, filling the small space with thick, stinging smoke. With the temperature plummeting and Blue shivering, Maria was forced to abandon her gear and make the dangerous walk back through the dark forest.
This sucks. I've never been so happy to see this truck in my life. Oh my gosh, it smells like smoke. Let's pack up and clean this place out. Frozen solid. Good thing we didn't stay last night. There's a sign in here talking about an aggressive bear in the area, and granted, bears are hibernating right now, but they do come out of hibernation every once in a while, and we're in aggressive bear territory, so. This says in recent weeks, a black bear with bad behavior attempted to gain access to all 3 yurts. They had to cancel reservations for weeks, so. Wish us luck.
The forest's oppressive silence only lifted once Maria reached her truck, where she and Blue finally found warmth. Returning the next morning, she discovered a chilling note warning of a black bear in the area. Between her heater failing and her backup power dying, she ended the journey exhausted but relieved to be safe. Local stories of missing hikers and hungry, early waking animals added a heavy context to her experience. One viewer suggested that her urge to leave wasn't just fear, but a survival instinct. It leaves one wondering, was the malfunctioning stove just a stroke of bad luck? Or was it a subtle warning from the wilderness to get out before things turned truly dangerous? A hiker in Alaska recorded a video after hearing strange, high-pitched crackling sounds every time she moved her hand over her head after removing her hat. While some jump to theories about alien technology or local paranormal activity, the phenomenon was actually just a massive buildup of static electricity. Because the Alaskan air is so cold and dry, friction between her hair and hat created a charge that discharged tiny sparks near her ears, stimulating the auditory nerve and making her hear the electricity. Investigators Elliot and Joe from the YouTube channel Ghost Theory explored an abandoned house where a child reportedly died. While locals believe the home is still haunted by something dark, the investigation remained quiet until Joe went upstairs alone. As soon as he reached the upper floor, he encountered something sudden and unexpected that caught him completely off guard.
It was creaking at the top of the stairs.
Yeah.
Can we come up? You okay if we come up here and talk to you?
Did you just say something?
No.
Good. Well, I literally just heard whispering then. Like, right.
Okay. I swear I didn't.
Okay, I literally just heard whispering behind me. Then up here, something just went... Honestly, I was just about to say something to you, huh? But it didn't sound like you. I only heard whispering. Did someone just try to speak to us? Sounded like you were just whispering. On top of the stairs.
A faint but unmistakable whisper suddenly broke the silence, sounding as if it were telling the investigators to stop as they climbed the stairs.
Why? Why?
Oh, yeah.
The vibe in here is completely different.
Oh. Okay.
I thought I saw someone come in after you. That really startled me. I didn't even jump, but you kind of think, oh, who's that?
Yeah.
That was walking.
Heavy footsteps suddenly echoed from one side of the room, sounding deliberate enough to suggest an invisible presence was standing nearby and watching them. As the investigators backed toward the door in response, the situation immediately escalated.
Oh. This feels just horrible, right here. Are we talking...
What's that fucking smell? You know, this is a really horrible, like, disgusting thing to say. It smells like someone just burped.
Yeah, that's coming from there.
Like, it smells like someone just eaten, like, really, really strong tasting food.
Oh, that's coming from here. Yeah, that's disgusting.
Like rancid.
It's like eating old barbecue chips to me.
Or at least it smells like someone burped food in your face. Oh, yeah.
How strong is that?
Why? Why? I'm going to turn my light on here because this isn't safe. Holy shit. Wow. It's... what am I even standing on? Good. Absolutely stunning.
A foul, rotting smell suddenly filled the air, prompting the duo to retreat downstairs. They continued their attempt to communicate and finally received a direct response.
Is there someone here trying to speak to us? Are you able to use your voice? What is that? Is that just the traffic? Is it just how it...
Yeah. I'm wondering, because...
That's a car.
Is anyone here trying to talk to us?
Are you able to use your voice? What's that? Is it just traffic? Is it just how it is?
Yeah. I'm wondering because...
That's a car. I guess you can hear clues.
I thought at first I heard something up there before, and I thought it was like a car going past, one through a puddle, and it went, shh.
Okay, we keep hearing what we think. Is someone speaking to us? It sounds like whispers.
I just got chills down my spine when you said that.
But it is 100.
100%.
Are you able to talk louder so we know that you're definitely speaking? It. As I was about to speak, that happened. That doesn't make sense. Come on. Do you know what I mean?
I'm trying to,
rationalize.
I'm trying to rationalize this. Because voices is kind of like a clear sign of the paranormal, like...
Have we even had that before?
I don't think so. And I mean, like, for voices to be in here knowing there's no one that... Yeah.
That was actually talking over you there. That's a female voice. We're talking to a woman, aren't we? That was 100%.
Yeah.
Like that was actually vocal.
A calm, distant female voice was captured on recording at the same time one of the investigators spoke, clearly belonging to someone else. Later, both men felt pulled toward a small back room, as if something were guiding them there. Once inside, they finally decided to ask the one question they had been waiting to pose all night.
That potentially someone ended their life in here, and we're sorry to bring that up and sorry to talk about it. But there are also things in this room that could enable that to happen. Again, we're sorry for bringing it up. We know it's a very sensitive subject, but we're intrigued. We're kind of investigating and want to find out more. So is that true? Did that thing happen in this room? Does it involve the ceiling?
After 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes.
In response to their question, a clear adult whisper says yes before the house falls completely silent. The sudden lack of activity leaves it unclear whether they were speaking with the child from the local legends or something much darker. What do you think? Is the house actually haunted, or did they stumble onto something else entirely? In April 2024, 37-year-old Danielle Lopez went camping in New Jersey's Pine Barrens. She was last seen on security footage buying coffee at a Wawa on the morning of April 13th. After she stopped answering calls, her mother reported her missing on April 24th. Police eventually found her blue Hyundai Accent stuck in a puddle on a remote dirt road, about 13 miles from the Wawa. Her belongings were still inside, but her phone was gone. Interestingly, a GoPro video from two hikers showed Danielle walking down that same road around 6 p.m. the day she vanished. She looked calm and wasn't in any apparent distress. Despite massive search efforts involving dogs, drones, and helicopters, no trace of her has been found. Investigators haven't found evidence of foul play, but the case remains a total mystery. On November 17th, 2019, YouTuber Connor Thomas, usually known for comedy, uploaded a video titled "The Killer Clowns at My Campsite." Moving away from his typical jokes, he decided to investigate rumors of clowns spotted near his old camping grounds in Michigan. The video begins with Connor showing his friend Dayton a photo of a lone figure in a full clown suit, standing deep in those woods, turning what started as a curiosity-driven trip into a disturbing reality they would soon regret filming.
A clown.
Okay.
A guy.
Bro,
a clown
who acts like that when I show him a picture?
Screw you. Because you drove all the way to my house. Act like there was a big deal, and you told me to sit down and there's someone in a clown costume.
Okay, what year do you think that photo was taken?
I don't know.
So you know how 2 weekends ago also I went on that Halloween camp out where we couldn't film that weekend because I had to go with my family to that? Well, that forest in that picture is in the campsite that I go to. And that was about 3 weeks ago when that photo was taken. And we went 2 weekends ago
to a Halloween themed camp out.
The photo was 3 weeks old, but it was enough to get them back to the woods. After a long drive, they arrived at an unnaturally quiet forest and began walking, with Connor gripping a tripod for both filming and defense. While they tried to keep the tone casual, the tension was obvious. As they pushed deeper into the trees, a sudden metallic sound shattered the silence.
What?
It sounded like a rattlesnake. I think it was, because that was a mouse, bro.
A rattlesnake?
I think it was a rattlesnake, like a Michigan rattlesnake. And then did you hear that squeak?
Yeah, I did.
It was like a rattlesnake.
Okay, well then let's not go that way.
Bro.
No, actually, I don't want.
It's kind of cool though to hear that.
I guess.
For hearing that.
I don't even want to.
A sharp rattling noise echoed in the distance, which they initially dismissed as a local rattlesnake. As they continued, the trail narrowed until they spotted a small shed in the brush. Despite their hesitation, curiosity pushed them to move closer and investigate.
Yo, it looks like there's something moving over there.
There is something in there.
Bro,
I don't want to do this. Dude,
are you serious?
Bro. Wait. Yo, I see an afro.
Dude, I don't think they see us yet. I don't think they see us yet.
Okay.
They're getting closer, bro.
Bridge. Okay. Did you act? Yo, I saw did you get them on the camera? Because I don't want people thinking they were live.
Yeah.
No, they're not even there anymore. What the?
Dude, okay, here, hold this. Hold this really quick, dude.
Oh, they're still in there. They're getting closer.
Hold this. Okay, just run over here. Back to where, oh, dude, get off. Go, this way. Are you serious? Bro, it's completely... Are you serious? Bro, Dave, what the... Okay, go back. Can you film? I'm freaking out.
Suddenly, Connor caught a glimpse of red and white, the distinct shape of a clown wig. The rumor instantly became a reality. They bolted, the camera shaking with their panic, while the clowns trailed behind with a slow, deliberate pace that felt more threatening than a full sprint. By the time they reached the safety of their car, the forest had fallen completely silent. Back home, Connor warned his audience against attempting something so reckless. Regardless of the skepticism, Connor never went back to that campsite, leaving viewers to wonder if those figures are still out there in the Michigan woods, waiting for the next person to wander in with a camera. On June 12, 2024, at Whistler Bike Park in British Columbia, mountain biker Jordan Boostmaster was filming his runs on Wismas, the season's opening day. Alongside his friends Simon and Dale, Jordan spent the morning riding famous trails like Crank It Up and A-Line with perfect rhythm and high energy. The group eventually decided to tackle Fade to Black, a high-stakes double black diamond trail known for its massive drops. They were pushing their limits with flawless flow when, without warning, the day's excitement took a sudden and drastic turn.
That was the hardest impact I've ever had, and at this point, I cannot make a sound. There's no airflow in or out. I've knocked the wind out of myself a number of times before, but this was different.
Are you just winded? Yeah.
I almost passed out at this point, and I think it was because I couldn't exhale any carbon dioxide. At this point, it felt like I was starting to almost wake up from a dream.
Just breathe. You're okay. You're okay.
Can you talk?
A little bit.
Yeah. So everyone called patrol, and around 5 minutes later, they showed up.
Okay, thanks.
The camera blurred and went silent as Jordan suffered a brutal crash. The impact left him unable to breathe, his body paralyzed while the world spun. Emergency responders arrived within minutes to facilitate an evacuation, and the medical report from Vancouver was severe: 5 fractured ribs and a collapsed lung. The biking community was deeply shaken by the footage, with many noting that the sudden silence after the impact was the most haunting part. Though Jordan later shared that he is recovering well, the accident served as a stark reminder of how quickly a thrill can turn into a life-threatening situation. How far would you be willing to push your limits for one last run? A man had a trail camera set up on his land when things took a weird turn one night. His dog, which is usually pretty chill, suddenly got really tense and started barking at something in the dark, acting like it definitely picked up on a presence out there. A blurry shape zipped across the shot at such an intense speed that it was nearly impossible to see. The way it moved didn't look like anything the man had ever encountered. While some people guessed it might be a dog man, others chalked it up to simple camera glitches or shadows. However, that doesn't explain why the dog started acting up before the figure even showed up on the footage. Reddit user Release the Slab shared Ring camera photos from a neighbor's yard, showing a tall figure moving through the darkness. The poster noted that the figure had an unsteady, odd gait that didn't resemble a typical human walk, appearing almost detached from normal motion, while many viewers suggested it was likely someone sleepwalking or under the influence, pointing out how night shadows and baggy clothing can distort a person's appearance. Others felt the silhouette looked off, with some suggesting the individual appeared to be unclothed. The strange sighting left the neighborhood without any clear answers. In late August 2024, Kenny from the YouTube channel, Kenny of All Trades, returned to the Pillsbury State Forest in central Minnesota for a solo camping trip with his dog, Toby. This massive area covers over 25,000 acres, and Kenny was familiar with the terrain, but a previous experience hung over this visit. Just a few weeks prior, Toby had suddenly frozen in place on a forest road, clearly startled by something unseen. Despite that eerie encounter, Kenny decided to head back to the same woods. As the sun began to set, the familiar landscape started to feel different, quieter, and more unsettling than usual.
A couple hours this afternoon inside the camper working on the video. Turn the air conditioner on, nice and cool. But Toby and I are gonna go out for a little walk now. Hopefully we can find some firewood. That's the plan anyways. I did bring a leash with just in case if we come across anybody on horseback out here. You can see a number of horse tracks. This forest has a lot of rolling hills. If you can get up on top of the hill, then the wind is keeping all of the mosquitoes away. The hard problem is when you get down into the dips, the bugs get thick.
Kenny grabs his supplies after work and arrives at the forest as night falls. He sets up camp at an overgrown overlook where he finds fresh trash and a recent receipt. While exploring a narrow trail with Toby, he discovers a squatter camp filled with blankets and scattered gear. A bottle with an August 2024 expiration date confirms someone was there recently. Kenny explains that people often use these woods as temporary housing because of the nearby town.
Much I could do at the time. I picked up as much as I could. I went back out there a few months ago, found that the whole thing is closed off to the public now. It's so sad. I came across a trail that's got to be relatively new. It wasn't here a couple of years ago. Figured we'd go figure out where it goes.
Kenny decides to stay put for the night, cooking beef stew over the fire while the forest remains quiet. The next day, he revisits the spot where Toby had previously frozen in fear and finds it covered in fresh trash. While some viewers attribute this to the common reality of public land near towns, others remain focused on Toby's initial, unexplained reaction weeks prior. Whether the cause is human or something else, the recent activity confirms the area is still being used. Toby's past refusal to walk the trail now seems tied to the shifting presence of people in the woods. A mother became increasingly uneasy as her young daughter's imaginary friend became more vivid, involving detailed conversations with empty corners and insisting on setting a dinner plate for a visitor. Though she initially dismissed it as a childhood fantasy, the behavior persisted until she contacted a medium for advice. Following the medium's suggestion, she recorded her daughter's next interaction to see if the camera would capture the entity the little girl was seeing.
What? What is it? What is it? Huh? What did you hear? Yeah, but what?
I'm hearing something.
You can hear something?
Yeah.
What? Can you say something? I don't know. What is it? Huh? What? What's gone?
Over there.
Huh?
Over there.
Over where?
There.
What do you mean? What is it? What is a Billy?
Who's that?
I don't know. What can you say? He's black?
Yeah.
Will he talk to you?
He's coming.
He's coming?
Yeah.
Oh.
Jesus comes. A baby's coming.
A baby's coming.
Yeah.
Oh. Is that what he told you?
I see you follow me.
Sorry?
See, sister's coming.
Sister's coming.
Yeah.
Right. Did he tell you that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Where is Buddy?
Huh?
Where's Buddha?
And a brother?
Yeah.
Right. That's interesting.
Over there.
Is he out there?
Yeah.
What's he doing out there?
Where is Ron?
No, where did he go?
Over there.
Over there?
Yeah.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Where's the school?
I'm not sure. Is he your friend?
Oh, I got it for her.
Huh?
Go for her.
What?
We go help for her.
Is he gonna help her?
Yeah.
Well, then is there another one?
Where? There's a big one.
Oh.
Where's the big one?
Is there a large and small one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Little One?
Do you like the little one?
Yeah, Mr. Scorn?
I'm not sure.
I'll go for her.
You're gonna go find her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mama found her.
I can't see her.
Mama's here for her.
I can't see her, Baba. Only you can.
I'm really home.
The mother is currently waiting for the medium's assessment of the footage, stuck with the chilling realization that her daughter's imaginary friend might be a real entity. She's left questioning whether the interactions she filmed are proof of something supernatural living in their home. What's your take on it? Someone living in a house tucked away in the forest began hearing footsteps on their roof late at night. They tried to brush it off, but the noise persisted, so they finally grabbed a flashlight and went out to investigate. As they shone the light across the roof, everything looked fine until something suddenly showed up right at the edge.
What is that?
A head slowly peeks over the edge, and then the video abruptly cuts off. It leaves you wondering if it was just a person messing around, some kind of animal, or something else entirely. It's a classic cliffhanger. Was it a curious neighbor, or something that shouldn't have been on that roof in the first place? A Reddit user posted some creepy security footage from 2020 showing a massive figure walking through a neighbor's yard at 2:30 in the morning. The creature was huge, standing taller than a 10-foot camera, and moved with a weird, slow pace as it came out of a dense forest that locals usually skip because of the dangerous wildlife. People in the neighborhood are adamant that nobody they know would be out there at that time, leaving everyone wondering exactly what was prowling around in the dark. A Reddit user posted a photo from a decade ago, taken by his relative while she was visiting Quincy, Illinois. While lying on a couch, she felt a sudden presence and snapped a picture, only to find a strange figure lurking in the background of the shot. Though the image was unsettling to her, many people online dismissed it as a low-quality edit or a ghost app filter, noting that the lighting and shadows on the figure's legs didn't look right. Given the inconsistencies in the image, it definitely comes across as a fake. A group of friends was hanging out around a campfire at a cabin when one of them snapped a photo of a friend who had fallen asleep. It wasn't until later that they noticed what looked like a blurry, ghostly face lurking in the background of the shot. The person who uploaded the photo admitted they weren't sure what it was, leading to a debate among viewers. While some are convinced it's a paranormal encounter, others think it's just a case of pareidolia, where the brain creates a familiar face out of random shadows and shapes. Alex and Vixen posted a photo that got a lot of people talking. They found large footprints in the fresh snow on their balcony, even though they lived several stories up and hadn't gone outside since the snow started. The prints were way bigger than their own feet, and there were no tracks showing how someone could have gotten on or off the balcony. It's a total mystery who or what could have been out there. On November 9th, 2025, the creator of Dead Appalachia visited a remote, off-grid cabin in eastern Ohio. The goal was to deliberately break every local folklore rule to see if anything would respond. What started as an experiment in urban legends soon turned into a more visceral experience, where the heavy silence and old myths began to shape the environment around him.
Bench? Oh man, this is looking cool. All right, here's the cave. Huh. Ah! Oh, thorns. Just thorns. I'm jumpy right now, man. Okay. Huh. Interesting. Not much of a cave as much as it is an overhang. Huh. Let's see down here. Maybe there's a bigger opening. I'm honestly kind of worried I'm going to come across a bear who's just trying to chill. That'd be my luck. Kind of just an overhang, not much of a cave. I was expecting something like Minecraft, I guess. But this is still pretty cool. Maybe I'll come back out here once the nighttime comes and see if anything gets me for breaking the rules. What the? I think I accidentally turned on my spirit box when I was trying to open up my gear pouch. That scared the hell out of me. I'm not gonna lie. That was kind of jarring. There's a lot of weird sounds happening out here. Did you know that Ohio is considered the most haunted state in the entire U.S.? Before I was, really getting into this stuff, I didn't think much of Ohio because only a tiny sliver of Ohio is actually Appalachia. But as I do more research, it really is an interesting state. There's a lot of like natural history. There's a lot of ghost towns here, and there's a crap ton of haunted locations here in Ohio, more so than pretty much anywhere else in the country. So I'm actually kind of excited to be here. I've never been to Ohio before. That's what I like about this YouTube channel. It lets me travel to these different states in the Appalachian region that I never would have gone to on my own. I'm gonna go check out this pond that the signs are talking about. Then I'm gonna head back, wait for the sun to go down, and then start my investigations and doing a couple of experiments. Those experiments being breaking every rule of Appalachia that I can. I keep hearing things rustling along this tree line. I think it's just squirrels, but like that's gonna do a whole lot. I mean, it's something. Huh. Well, I found the pond. Good looking pond. Very scudsy. Some type of A-frame with chicken wire on it. I think that may be a duck house. I bet there's chock full of fish in here. Then again, I don't have an Ohio fishing license, and I really don't want to spend the money just to fish for one day. Again, I keep hearing rustling. There's a lot of squirrels around here. All right, let's head back. I'm gonna take a nap with my wife, and we will wake back up when it's dark, and I'll see if I can entice anything to come and eat us. All right, I guess I'll see you in the nighttime.
After arriving at the secluded cabin, the creator explored the grounds, passing a narrow bridge, an abandoned shed, a rock shelf, and a hidden pond. Even before the main experiment began, the spirit box turned on by itself, suggesting the property already held a strange energy. However, the real test of the local legends wouldn't start until the sun went down.
She is awake. Hi, baby. All right, since you're here, I don't have to look up sounds. All right, just whistle a couple times for me. Thank you.
That's the best whistle I've ever done in my life, that last one.
I know, I'm quite impressed. All right, well, I'm out here. If you hear any type of weird sounds,
I'm just gonna go back and tuck myself under the blanket if I do.
No, take a video and try to catch something. Maybe something will look at you through these windows.
If someone looks at me through these windows and it's not a possum, we're gonna have a problem.
Freaking phone. Hopefully you can hear that with the audio turned up. Did y'all hear that rustling? Hello? Any wendigos out here? Any skinwalkers? I ain't afraid of you. I'm a little afraid.
Just as the echo faded, something large rustled nearby. It was close enough to sense, yet remained invisible in the darkness. Despite the immediate and deeply unsettling reaction, the creator continued to push forward with the experiment.
Okay. The little lanterns here are a nice touch. These ones right here, very much so dead though. I'm worried about going out here without a weapon or something, but I doubt the axe would do me much good anyways. It looks super dull. We'll head this way. I saw a trail that heads up the mountainside. I'm gonna follow that. And once we get up top of the mountain, sit down and start breaking some rules. Check out that moon. That is you probably can't see it too well on a GoPro, but that is a gorgeous crescent moon. I will say I am getting a sort of bad vibe feeling out here. I'm sure you hear this a lot from other paranormal YouTubers, but something feels wrong out here. I feel like I'm not welcome. Guess I am out here purposely breaking supernatural rules. Yeah, I'm getting the heebie-jeebies. Something about the Appalachian woods when the leaves start falling. The woods around here just look so ominous and creepy and uninviting. It's like whatever is out here does not want you in here. Here we are, right here. I'm gonna try to not talk very much on the walk up here, and I'm not gonna put any type of like ambient music. I want y'all to hear the sounds of the forest. So I'm gonna turn up the volume here really loud to see if you guys can hear something that I can't. Here we go. What is this? Feed, sawdust, something or other. Weird. Keep heading up into this hill, this mountain. See where it takes us. Once we reach the top, like I said, I'm gonna set my pack down and then just see what happens. Look at this gnarled, creepy ass tree. Oh, this forest is daunting to say the least. Did I just see something move? I think it's just my eyes playing tricks on me. We're almost to the top of the hill, I think. Oh, man. That incline. Getting the best of me here. All right. This place looks pretty secluded. We're a decent bit away from the cabin. This is as fine place as any. Okay. Got the night vision camera going here. This place is terrifying at night. I will tell y'all what. So far, I have not seen anything out of the ordinary. I haven't even seen an animal. Right now, I'm just kind of sweeping the area with the IR. If there are any animals or creatures, the IR will make their eyes glow. But right now, I see no signs of animals, cryptids, or whatever else in the vicinity. Yeah, there ain't nothing right now. My name is Luke, and I ain't afraid of you. I'm calling you out. You want to come say hello? I'm right here. Wendigo. 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 Skinwalker. Skinwalker. Come out, you antlered. I ain't afraid of you. I got the Lord on my side, son. Come say something to dear old Appalachia. If you ain't a wuss. I've was sent this spirit box by a subscriber of mine. So this will be my first time using it. I honestly don't know how to use it that well. Kind of new to all this, but maybe there's some spiritual energies here I can talk to.
Pay for a vacation later.
Do you hear that? Those are coyotes. They are very, very close. Let's go try to see if we can catch them on camera or on the night vision camera. What got them hooting and hollering last time is the spirit box. Maybe if I run it again, I'll get them to start up again. Let's try that. actual, I think it's about time I head back to the cabin. What the actual was that? The spirit box was working fine just a minute ago, getting regular radio signals. Is that normal? I'm sure there's some much more experienced paranormal investigators who have used spirit boxes frequently. Is that normal? Or to make that god-awful sounds? That has set my nerves right on edge. I don't like it. That mixed with those coyotes over yonder, I am more than a little on edge. I think I'm going to continue this investigation in the safety of the cabin. I feel a very, very unwelcoming. All right, let's get back inside my cabin. I'm sure my wife is worried about me.
Dread sets in as he enters the woods alone. After calling out into the night, coyotes suddenly howl from all directions, and the spirit box erupts with distorted noise, turning the environment threatening and forcing him to retreat. At the cabin, his wife describes hearing scratching on the walls and something dragging on the ground outside. By morning, he concludes that while the area isn't the caricature often seen online, the woods reacted to his presence. Some viewers credit wildlife for the tension, while others believe defying the rules of the area provoked a response from something unseen. If these legends are only myths, the immediate escalation remains difficult to explain. On February 25th, 2022, Tara of TerraTreks discussed her experiences on the Appalachian Trail, specifically focusing on the shelters. While her content usually highlights the joy of long-distance hiking, she reflected on times when these structures felt uneasy, and deciding to trust them was difficult.
Tell you guys why you should not be sleeping in shelters on the Appalachian Trail. I'm not here to bash anyone for choosing to stay in a shelter, and I do recognize there are a lot of benefits to actually staying in one. A shelter offers a quick setup and breakdown of sleeping materials, so that means more time on trail and less time at camp. A safe haven from the elements that can include lightning, downpours, really intense wind, or falling trees and branches. One of the top benefits, in my opinion, is that you meet people a lot easier. Every structure is built differently in a different area of the trail with different people who maintain it. I do believe the cons of staying in a shelter heavily outweigh the pros. I'm going to separate the reasons into two categories. We're going to have people, we're going to have animals or other living things. Walking up to a shelter, you never really know who's going to be staying in it or who's going to come up a little later. If you are a thru hiker, you do have a good idea based on who is hiking around you. Weekend warriors, Boy Scout groups, section hikers, or guys who are a little down on their luck. This means you will be sleeping among strangers, and in my opinion, that makes me feel very vulnerable. Before I committed to a shelter, I would usually screen those that I didn't know. Obviously, I would do this in a non-weird or conspicuous way, just ask like a couple questions about their life and their plans of their hike or backpacking trip. There was one time though that asking a couple questions helped us determine that we were not going to be staying in a shelter. In 2019, James Jordan killed Ronald S. Sanchez Jr. at a campsite on the Appalachian Trail. Around 2 weeks prior to that incident, we did meet James Jordan at a shelter. After spending 15 minutes of talking with Jordan, we found him to be very mentally unstable. We decided that we would pack up our things and move along down the trail, even though it was hailing and raining. On a lighter note though, you may meet some seemingly nice people who might snore really loud, might have a really noisy sleeping pad, or who might get up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. And you have a couple people turning and tossing in their sleep on their sled. Some backpackers on the Appalachian Trail wake up early, or some come to a shelter a little later, which, again, can wake some people up. You also have to worry about a silent virus that is being passed among hikers that haven't washed themselves in days.
She shared an encounter with James Jordan at a shelter, just weeks before he attacked Ronald Sanchez Jr. Despite spending only 15 minutes near him, the group felt enough unease to retreat into a hailstorm and sleep in tents rather than stay close to his unstable behavior. The experience served as a chilling reminder that physical shelter does not always guarantee safety.
We got caught in a freezing rainstorm in the Smoky Mountains. Luckily, we found a shelter and there was a couple people in there. By the end of the evening, we were pushing the limits of the shelter's capacity. When we left the shelter the next morning, we were fine, but as the following days progressed, one by one in our tramway, we were getting sick from a common hiker virus called norovirus. Norovirus causes inflammation of the intestines and stomach, which results in vomiting and intense diarrhea. Most everyone in our tramway got norovirus except for Smiley, who is a strict tent camper and did not stay in the shelter that night. Lastly, with a shelter and people is you don't get a lot of privacy, but you can kind of expect that when you're in the shared community space. So that's not huge.
During a storm in the Smokies, freezing rain forced a group of hikers into a cramped shelter. They spent the night huddled together, unaware that norovirus was spreading through the crowded space. By morning, almost everyone inside had fallen ill, while the only hiker who remained healthy was the one who chose to sleep outside in a tent. The incident illustrated that some threats are silent and only become apparent once the night ends.
Let's move on to the next category, being any other living thing like animals, reptiles, bugs, rodents, or problem bears that live near shelters because they know people will be staying there and there's going to be an amount of food there. We typically try to steer clear of those shelters, but even if you tent camp around the shelter, you're still gonna have those bear issues. So it's not so much a shelter problem. The real problem creatures are not big bears, but instead small mice and rats that live in and around the shelters. Even if you do everything right, like hang your food up in a tree or put it in a bear vault, take every small little crumb out of your pack and put all your smelly things in that bear bag hanging in a tree, they're still gonna bother you. One time during a section hike, a mother mouse and her babies decided my friend's bag, which was hanging, decided that would be a great nesting place for her and her babies. I once heard this horror story. A hiker was about to go to bed, so they put on chapstick, woke up, and a mouse was chewing on her lips. It's so gross. Mice and rats also carry a lot of diseases and their poop can dry up, becoming dust. That's a really easy way for viruses or diseases to spread in the air. Snakes, spiders, and bugs were a minor issue in shelter.
At Old Orchard, a bear circled a shelter for hours despite proper food storage. Mice also dominated the structures after dark, chewing through gear and nesting in bags. Tara mentioned a hiker who used lip balm, only to find that the scent attracted mice overnight. These incidents reinforced her view that the convenience of a shelter often comes with drawbacks that outweigh the benefits. A woman was alone at night when her dog began growling at a dark hallway, its gaze fixed on something unseen. The dog refused to move forward, staying rooted in place while repeatedly glancing back at her as if issuing a warning. Fearful of what might be lurking in the shadows, she grabbed her phone to record the scene but stayed back, unwilling to approach the darkness. Animals are often believed to possess senses that far exceed human capabilities. In this instance, the dog's intense reaction strongly suggested it was picking up on something out of the ordinary, something that remained completely invisible to its owner. A homeowner reviewing security footage discovered a baffling event that had occurred weeks prior. The video shows a ball of fire emerging from the trees and moving with deliberate intent across the yard, unlike a candle or a flame swayed by the wind. The object glided over a fence and headed directly toward the house, its light reflecting clearly on the ground below. The clear reflection suggests the object was a physical presence rather than a camera illusion. Some viewers suggested the orb could be a fire spirit, citing cultural legends of mysterious flaming entities that appear as omens or guardians. Others proposed more practical explanations, such as a drone or a flare, though the homeowner maintains the footage is completely authentic. The origin and nature of the fiery sphere. TikToker Michael Leonard, 183, was reviewing security footage late at night after a neighbor reported slashed tires. The video shows a man walking past the house with his hood down and his bare head clearly visible. Suddenly, without the man reaching up or moving his arms, the hood appeared on his head as if it had materialized out of nowhere. Adding to the mystery, the camera's automated humanoid detection, indicated by a yellow tracking box, only triggered at the exact moment the hood appeared, as if the system hadn't recognized him as a person until then. The uploader maintains there are no edits or skips in the frame. This has led many to speculate whether the footage captured a glitch in reality or a bizarre technical error where the image failed to render properly. How can such a sudden change be explained? On November 3rd, 2025, survivalist Faith Mary headed into a remote forest for a solo bushcraft trip. Equipped with only basic gear, she planned to build a shelter, cook, and stay the night alone. However, as she worked, the atmosphere in the woods began to feel increasingly strange.
Right now, what I'm going to do is, since I already have this tree, I'm not going to worry about making 2 bases. I'm just going to have 1 base, 3 small trees, rope it up, and then put my tent across it. I will show you guys the process of what I'm talking about. See this tree and this tree? Saw it off. All the twigs. I'm gonna saw off all the limbs to the best of my ability, these 2 trees, and then saw off the bottom. And then that'll be 2 of the legs of the tripod. Heck yeah, I'm already out of breath. All right, let's do this thing. 1 more to go. It's hot. I feel like I hear some noises like in the forest. It's so weird. Probably like little animals scurrying, but man, I don't do good in the dark, so I'm not looking forward to that one. I'm gonna show you how I knot this thing up and connect it to the other.
Unseen movements and rustling sounds persisted nearby, keeping Faith on edge even though she couldn't identify the source. Already fearful of the dark, she found the isolation made the situation feel much more unsettling.
All right. It's looking good, it's looking good. You guys see how it's in a teepee? That way the oxygen can get in there, really make that fire burn. Just check that out. Look at that. I'm like in some survival movie. Check that out. That is toasty. All right, you guys, I'm going to start cooking now. I'm Walter White. Go for laugh, no get. I'm gonna put some butter in first, and then we'll put some more butter in. I love butter. I have salt, garlic, pepper, onion powder, lemon, rosemary, mushrooms, and my steak. The steak was in, had an ice pack in here. Now it is good to go. So I will not get sick, thank goodness. Get just a little bit of butter.
After finishing her shelter, she started cooking. For a while, things felt normal. Then, suddenly, any feeling of safety she had completely disappeared.
This is the moment I knew that I majorly screwed up. Listen, I know you guys are probably thinking, Faith, how could you be so stupid? But I promise I really tried not to let this happen. The butter was off the pan for a while, and it was just one of those freak accidents. People can make fun all they want, but I wanted to post this because I don't want to be that fake, everything's perfect YouTuber. I want to be real with you guys, and the truth is, when you're out here doing bushcraft stuff, a lot of stuff can go wrong. So this is your personal official public service announcement. Wear safety goggles. I learned that the hard way. After this, I went straight to the ER. They told me that I have a corneal abrasion, and the next day it got even worse, so I had to go to a different hospital to get antibiotics, and now I still can't see really well out of my left eye. My skin is burned pretty bad too, but I will be okay. So if this makes even one of you more careful next time, then to me it's worth posting it.
When Faith reappeared, the trip had been cut short. Her face was burned, her vision was impaired, and one eye was severely damaged. While viewers pointed out that such accidents can happen anywhere, the situation highlighted how a simple mistake in the wilderness can instantly become a life-threatening emergency. It serves as a stark reminder of how quickly safety vanishes when there is no one around to help. A man was out exploring the woods at night when a sharp, sudden noise made him stop in his tracks. He immediately scanned the area with his camera, searching through the trees and bushes for the source. Though everything looked empty at first, he eventually spotted something moving low on the forest floor. A dark creature was lying on the ground, and he couldn't figure out what it was. While some people thought it was just an opossum or another animal resting, others found it weird that it didn't bolt when he got close. It's unclear if it was just a regular animal caught at an odd angle or something more mysterious lurking in the woods. A family in the heart of the Appalachian Mountains got fed up with the creepy stuff happening around their house, put up security cameras to get some answers. One of the cameras pointed at the thick woods caught something that completely shocked them. In the middle of the night, a figure showed up on video, weaving through the trees and seemingly vanishing and reappearing as it moved. It definitely makes you wonder if that figure was the one behind all the strange occurrences they'd been dealing with. Reddit user LLCoolJ735 posted a photo taken during a nighttime snowfall after discovering a peculiar detail in the shot. Initially intended to be a simple picture of the snow, the image revealed a small purple shape that became significantly more distinct upon zooming in. To some, the object bore a striking resemblance to a figure draped in a cloak. When the user turned to the internet for answers, suggestions ranged from mundane technical issues, such as camera artifacts or light reflecting off the falling snowflakes, to more mysterious theories. However, a definitive explanation remains elusive. A Reddit user received an alert from her doorbell camera at 4:20 a.m. and checked the footage, only to see something strange. The screen suddenly brightened, the time appeared to glitch, and for a brief moment, the image resembled an eye. The sight felt unsettling and gave her chills. Some people online suggested it could be something unusual, while others believed it was just a lens effect, but no one has a clear answer. While inside their apartment, Reddit user Yosef sensed that something was off. Growing suspicious of the environment, they grabbed their phone and began recording to document whatever was causing the unease. In the video, a thick cord, or perhaps even a small camera lens, suddenly drops into view, leading to fears that the upstairs neighbor might be spying. While some viewers suggested it was merely a power cable or electrical cord swaying in the breeze, others were convinced it was a small security camera or a specialized sensor. Regardless of what the object actually was, the sight of something dangling outside a window like that is enough to creep anyone out. TikTok user SamIamX8 posted a brief video taken just outside her office at 5:08 p.m.
She's looking really good tonight.
TikTok user SamIamX8 shared a brief video filmed outside her office at 5:08 p.m. Although she had worked at the location for years, she was suddenly unnerved by the shape of the nearby trees, which she had never truly noticed before. Viewers were quick to weigh in, with some comparing the twisted branches to Disney's Maleficent and others seeing a more sinister, demonic figure in the woods. While the phenomenon is likely just pareidolia, the mind's habit of finding recognizable patterns in random shapes, the fact that it had gone unnoticed for so long added to the mystery. Checking older images on Google Street View might confirm if the eerie shape has always been hiding in plain sight. A video shows a man talking, maybe preaching, out in the woods when a weird figure starts to appear right behind him. It's super faint at first, almost like it's part of the scenery, but then it becomes way more visible for a moment before vanishing just as fast. Since there aren't any details on who filmed it or where it happened, there's no real way to tell what or who was actually behind him. This one really shows that no matter how many locks you put on your doors, gates, or packages, if someone is determined, they will still find a way.
Like, wow.
The effort and persistence behind it are honestly surprising. It just leaves you thinking how far some people are willing to go. A Reddit user named NoSchool7616 caught a strange sight on a trail camera while at their parents' cabin. Initially, they figured it was just an animal, but a closer look showed a figure that resembled a person in a cloak or cape. Even though they checked the area and found 0 footprints or evidence of a trespasser, the mystery sparked a debate on Reddit. Most users think it was likely just a moth crawling across the lens, but the original poster isn't entirely convinced. Around midnight, a homeowner's door alarm went off. They rushed to the door to check, but the area was empty. When the security footage was reviewed, it showed a creepy figure crouching right by the entrance. Luckily, no one actually broke in, but seeing someone lurking like that in the middle of the night is incredibly disturbing. A Reddit user named DarkDemon13 was exploring an old, abandoned cabin and snapped a photo of the hallway. It wasn't until later, when zooming in on a mirror in the shot, that they noticed a blurry, ghostly face staring back. The whole crew was decked out in red hoodies, and they were supposed to be the only ones in there, leading many people who saw the photo to think it looked like the spirit of a little girl. A Reddit user living on a remote farm in Roberts Creek, Canada, went outside into the dark one night and spotted a strange, blinking light flashing deep in the woods. He ran back in to get his phone and was surprised to see the light still there, especially since his 3 dogs didn't seem to notice or care at all. Too creeped out to investigate any further, he went back inside and never actually discovered what was out there watching him from the trees. Mackie and Amanda, creators of the Paranormal Investigation YouTube channel, document overnight stays in allegedly haunted locations across the US. On March 9th, 2026, they conducted a structured investigation at the historic Breakers Hotel in Long Beach. What began as a controlled attempt to capture unexplained activity inside the century-old building eventually shifted into a tense and unsettling experience.
If we're gonna have any luck talking to anyone, I think it'll be here.
I think so too.
I feel someone here with us for sure.
Really?
It's really hard for me to tell if they're a man or a woman. Makes me lean towards woman. Like the way that they're more shy, you know?
Yes.
Okay. One on the bed. I heard a step behind you.
Really?
Huh?
The bell, which I feel like is fitting for a hotel. Should we get over here?
Oh, heck.
It's on.
I think that's good. Why don't we start with that and see if... I just feel like someone's behind me.
Really?
That's how I feel. But there's no room for anything to stand behind me. By curtain.
The Breakers, over the past 100 years, we want to talk to you. Whichever spirits are here.
We want to introduce ourselves.
We've set up some devices here that will just help us communicate with you. This bell, you can come put energy into it and touch it. Just like a normal bell. Did you hear the knock again?
I did.
Did you whisper?
I did. I said I heard it again.
Maybe we should put this over there then.
Let's do it.
Bedside service.
Bedside service.
And then we have a REM pod right here, and it will also light up and beep. I'll show you.
Inside the hotel room, Mackie and Amanda set up several investigative tools: a motion-sensitive REM pod, an EMF reactive light ball, a communication flashlight, and a small service bell. These devices are designed to detect environmental shifts, such as physical movement or electromagnetic interference, which are often interpreted as signs of paranormal activity.
Alright, she's ready.
Me?
No, she's a very organized thinker. Like, more organized than I am. I felt like things will happen to someone the way that I am right now with her.
Oh, knock behind me.
Like, she's more organized than I am. Flashlight. She was a guest of the hotel. Would you be able to change that flashlight for confirmation?
It's off. It's back on. It's off.
Could you turn it back on, please? Thank you. I'm gonna ask your name. Are you able to turn it on when I get to your name? Turn it off, please. And I'll start asking.
Shortly after the session began, the flashlight turned off on its own. When prompted to turn it back on, the light responded almost immediately. This suggests that an unseen presence in the room may have been attempting to communicate through the device.
It's on blue. It's on blue. Can you make it turn blue again?
Yes.
Hold, get closer to the antenna. Hold it. Just get it up to blue how you had it at first. Can you step away from it? Make it stop. Let it reset for a second. Please. Give you 5 seconds just to make it stop, or I'm going to have to reset it.
Broken?
It's not broken. I'll reset it. That was really good. Was that you, Bill? Or William?
The equipment, which had gone quiet, suddenly reactivated and drew their attention to the center of the room. As they stood in silence waiting for a repeat of the activity, an even more unsettling event began to unfold.
None of the colors are lighting up. What? I've never seen that before. Can you... Whoa. Something just tugged the back of my jacket. How is it doing that? Did you just touch my jacket?
Not me.
Then who was it? I keep seeing a flash out of the corner of my eye. Wait.
Red.
As the room grew quiet, Amanda felt a physical tug on her jacket. Simultaneously, the REM pod began flashing in an irregular, unfamiliar pattern. The team then moved on to the Estes method, where one investigator relays words heard through a spirit box while wearing noise-canceling headphones.
Was there anything you want to tell us before we leave you?
My home?
Do you stay here?
Yes.
Is it because this is a happy time for you in your life?
Go Rams, maybe?
Do you stay here because you died tragically and suddenly?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm so sorry. What's your name before we go?
Well, hello.
Hello. Can you tell us your name before we go?
I'm thankful. Hi.
I'm thankful that we were able to talk.
During the session, the spirit box produced unsettling phrases referencing the room and the building, suggesting something was listening. By the end of the investigation, Mackie and Amanda had experienced a series of deliberate, rhythmic events with no identifiable source. Despite the calculated nature of the responses, the empty hotel corridors provided no physical explanation for the activity. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can stay updated with our latest videos.